it's nice to see all your smiling faces again. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you've all been well. Hope you've enjoyed the last few videos. The Porsche commercial one seems to have done quite well. The Win's not quite so much. So maybe we'll do more commercials another time. But today, real life Porsche content. Yes, the 928 is coming back from the paint shop. You'll remember that this car, I've never had it in a good state really. It was delivered from the transporter with damage. You can see the damage here and what happened. And it went into the paint shop in December and I've not seen it since. So today we're going to go and pick it up from Westchester Classic Cars and Coach Works in Danbury, Connecticut. And hopefully if we can persuade Duane, the owner, he'll give us a little tour. So stick with me. We're going to see how he's done with my lovely car, and we'll take it from there. So let's pick up the action in Danbury. So here we are, Westchester Classic Cars and Coach Works with Duane Nosworthy. Hi Duane.
Hi there,
He's the owner of the business and he's been looking after my marvellous 928, 928. So Duane, you've been here a long time, right?
Well, we've been here in Danbury for 20 years, but overall, business is 38 years now.
Your dad had it, right?
My dad started it when he left Aston Martin, and I've been in it 6 months after. It's 17 years old.
Yeah, and that's what I loved about this actually. When I first came in, Duane and his wife, who also works here, and your two sons,
and my brother. It's a real family affair.
That's what I loved about it, a family affair, and not someone who's just going to, you know, treat me as a transaction. But shall we have a look at this lovely Porsche and see what
sure.
you've done?
Well, we'll see what we did to make it a little better, Jay.
Let's have a look, shall we?
Have a look.
And see where we went. Look at this, guys. Holy moly. Let's get it in the sun. It's a little dusty now, but you guys will remember what this looked like before and now what it looks like. Holy moly. So, Duane, what have you done? Because there was a huge gash in the front
So,
here.
yes, you had whatever the impact was.
It was aluminium as well, right?
Yes, the bonnet is aluminum. This is, you know, your typical plastic for your bumper covers, right? So you had some abrasion that came across the nose here into the bumper here. Yeah. We had to get this new strip, which was a little interesting.
The rubber bit.
The rubber. Porsche is stapled on, actually. And we got it from Porsche, and they wanted to send me a 1 meter part, I should say.
1 meter.
1 meter, right, where we actually need almost 3 meters, and I had to go back and forth for a while to finally get them to get us the right strip for the car. But yeah, you had damage coming across, you know, really did some damage to the aluminum.
Deep scrape. I was worried about the aluminum.
It actually stretched the aluminum downwards, and aluminum, you know, has no memory, so you can't just pop it up, right? So you have to go through a series of, you know, heat and moving and massaging to get it back in place. Yeah. We did have to do some shrinking, which I know what to do with that in aluminum. A lot of guys do not know how to shrink aluminum.
So this is the same hood that I came in with.
This is the same bonnet that you came in with. Wow. Right? And then we also obviously did the repair on the underneath because it transfers from the top to the bottom. So we straightened it out, make the metal nice, and then also painted the bottom section here of the bonnet from the underneath. So when you pop the bonnet, you're not going to see a bunch of, you know, hammer marks and a big dent and so on the bottom side. And then
you painted it. Did you?
Well,
yes. You didn't paint the whole thing though, did you?
So yes, you had some residual damage to your fenders in these top areas here.
That's right.
So we repaired these areas right here. Obviously, you know, you said it to me, it's not a beautiful beauty queen. It has tons of stone chips all over it. Yeah. we spent a little extra time to minimize a lot of that for you. Yeah, and thank you. Basically, you have the entire nose to the fenders, so color is blended within, and then full clear coat. You know, your molding was taken off, the light was taken out, fender liners are out, bumpers off, completely pulled apart. Everything was off the bumper, right? And we even did a lot extra to fix a lot of the impact scratches and things that were there. And you remember all the multi-colors that were happening before? Yeah. All right, so the nose is now all one solid color.
I'll pop those up on the screen so people can see those. But
that's fine.
Somebody had a look at this beforehand, before Duane and I got anywhere near it, and there was horrendous mismatch of colors and clear coat, wasn't there?
Yeah, it just mixed match of colors. So we went a little extra for you, Jay. I can't go through the process and ignore.
Thank you, Duane.
So
really
we try to make it a little better.
Look at it. Doesn't it look lovely?
Right? It does look better now, at least the front half, Jay.
Yeah, I've got my Craigslist side, haven't I? If I'm ever going to sell it on Craigslist, this is the shot, not from the back.
This is the shot, but
Oh, well, thank you very much, Jay.
Oh, you're welcome.
Really, really
you're welcome,
great.
Jay.
Yeah.
The only issue that you have that you know about is the headlamp beam over there, which we were intended to replace. It looks like it had some previous things done to it, but we were looking to replace it. Incidentally, Porsche sent us the wrong one that we thought was $60 for it.
Yeah,
but when it
told
came,
me. How much
it's $660.
$660
for that seal beam for this car, and we opted to.
I'm not quite ready to spend $1,300 on headlights, honestly.
On a headlight on this car that
it's
a driver that you said, but I was going to try to do due diligence for you and make it a little better.
Yeah.
But
you did your best. You did a great job, so don't worry about the headlights.
Well, again, obviously, it's not only me; it's my team, my boys, right? Yeah. You know, it's always a team effort as usual, and you know.
So, do you recommend using ceramic coating on new paint? How do you recommend dealing with new paint now that it's on the car?
So it's on the car right now. To treat it, you want to hand wash it.
Yeah.
Right, for now. Do not put a car cover over it right now, okay? It typically takes 90 days, they always say, for full cure. Most paint manufacturers will always tell you that.
Okay.
90 days. We did put it through a bake cycle, though, in the spray booth, right? So it did go through a bake cycle. I believe you might have had some footage that we sent you of the car.
Yes, I'm going to insert those.
Yeah, you might have a few snippets of footage that Nikolai was so diligent to and grateful to help out and just give you some feedback.
Do you recommend leaving
ceramic
it for a while?
coating? Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to do a ceramic coating, we take care of all of that here as well. Just so you know,
I thought
Jay.
You might.
If you did want it done, you know, we consider ourselves actually the real paint correction guys. Listen, I've been doing that type of stuff for 30-something years.
Well,
it's nothing new.
I mean, if we look at the rest of the car, it might be worth bringing it back just to get you to have a look at some of this.
You have some issues on the car from prior paint work, right? That's not going to get better. You can see where poor paint work was taking place before. It's peeling, things like that. You know, but can we bring some luster back in the car? We can, right? However, you know, there's a limit. There's a limit to it, Jay. Like we discussed, I should say. You know, there's a limit to it. You know, if you want to do this car right, it would have to undergo a full, you know, strip of everything. Yeah. Even the paint has to come off. Right down to the bare.
I don't think we're going to do that with this car.
No, I know we're not doing that with this car. Right? That was not your intent. Had it never happened in your transport damage, then we wouldn't even be talking now, right?
That's right.
You'd have been merry and having fun with the car.
Yes, that was supposed to be the plan,
Absolutely. Well, now you will be able to resume that with a little more, you know,
well, that's great.
Sparkle to the front, you know, a little more beauty, at least at the front end.
So perhaps I should leave it a month or two before I put anything on it then and just wash it, hand wash it.
Yeah, just hand wash it, right?
Leave that for a couple of months and then...
Yeah, and then you can then decide what you want to do. If you want to do any ceramic coating, we take care of that all here.
Great stuff.
All right.
So whilst we're here, it would be rude not to see what else that you're working on. So
okay, Jay.
There's quite a treasure trove of stuff in here.
We have a good mix.
We're starting off with this lovely 993, aren't we, Duane?
Yep, it is lovely to a point.
It will be one day, maybe.
It will be right now. Unfortunately, there was some concern from the owner, the new owner of the vehicle, whether this car is a good car. The dealer had told him it was. After some time in service work that he had at a private mechanic, discovered some things that looked a little funny underneath the bottom. So it sparked some curiosity, and you know, the dealer said it was good car. Carfax never showed any damage on it.
Turns out there was something there.
However, he came in for an inspection with us. I looked at it briefly, and then we went on a full inspection to uncover, yes, the front half of this car has already been cut apart and rebuilt, but poorly done. So corrosion is happening on this car right now. So we're waiting, you know, you can see all the front suspension, everything's out, the gas tank, everything on the inside is out right now. And we're just waiting on some more approvals on how far we're gonna go, you know.
This looks like to be a Maserati, is that right?
This is a Maserati Marek. That we're just now doing the, finish the paint. Yep, and here we have already started. Josh is the one that's handled this one, my youngest son, actually. This is one of his, I allowed him now to take over the reins here. I'm letting these, my boys take over the reins and give me less. I want them to be able to step up to the plate now.
Yeah, well, it looks like they've done a good job on
listen,
that.
Jay, if you take a close-up, Josh was curious to see how, before he's even finished, you can take a close-up of kind of like how the finish is. It's going to be like a blue glass is what it is right now.
Really
right?
beautiful
It's
color.
going to be absolutely flat sanded. You can see all the, things that are taking place around, right? So there you have
Very, very
the Maserati. Right now we have this 275 Ferrari short nose, which we just did a ton of metal work to.
Yeah.
Right. What we're doing now is we've taken it off of a platform that we have, and now we're getting ready to mount it on these cradles, because we have to do the entire underside cabin now in black, right? And we have to do the undercoating treatment, things like that. This car is being done for a 100-point car.
Right,
so this is undergoing a major, every nut and bolt, everything. We'll also be handling the interior, specifically the carpeting while we're here. While it's here, we're going to be handling all of that, the carpeting work, the interior as well. Yeah. So this is a very special car, big project, huge project. Stunning. It's going to be absolutely insanely beautiful.
It already is.
And it is going, yep, it's blue Sarah. It is Ferrari color.
Famous
it is
Ferrari
blue
color,
Sarah, right? So that's going to be good. So that's what's happening with this one right now, right?
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, here we have a couple other cars in limbo, some Audi V8s. We have a Camaro here that we're kind of like in limbo at the moment, unfortunately. We don't like that, but it happens.
Yep. Dino.
We have a Dino. This one just left, so this Dino is in here as well. This car is going back to its original build from the factory. It's going to go back to white, actually. So
white.
This car is going to be shortly completely pulled apart. Interior is going to be changed. Everything's going to go back to its original build. Back to white with black interior and everything.
I quite like the red.
Yeah, a lot.
It's not my car.
Another red one just left the other day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, this is GTS. We just had a GT leave that we did almost what we did to your car. We had to do some freshening up on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there's some more rare metal over here as well.
Yep. And as usual, in Porsche world of everything, here's a Macan. We do obviously do full service work. So we take care of major structural damages, collision, along again, like you see, fabrication work. This fender's from a 1954 Rolls-Royce Silver Dawn, which also suffered some transportation damage. When they lowered it off the car carrier, the car does not have park. It has a neutral. They didn't realize that. When they came out, then the car rolled forward right into the lift gate bed and flattened out this area. You can see it right now. So right now, Art is here doing it. We had them all done and sandblasted and stripped. And then we obviously, once we do that, we've opened Pandora's box where we see a bunch of poor work done before.
Here, can't you?
Oh my gosh, we're doing a lot here. Art has his work cut out for him right now. So that we're trying to make this better. It's just insane what we discover when you get down to the meat of the cars, or I should say the bones.
How do you repair something like that?
Okay, well, technically from the original days, this add-on for the lights here are usually leaded on by the factory.
Yeah, leaded, right.
But obviously someone's already been here. They've done some stuff. You can see from underneath, they've lapped layers. Right now, what we're going to do, we're not going to put lead back on it. We're going to use a metal filler. Okay. It's actually made out of metal. Yeah. Right? So instead of lead, we can do lead, but lead is old technology. Right. It's troublesome. Been there, done that over the years. It creates paint problems down the road. You can never clean lead enough. So we've even had restored cars. Typically, you'll see these cars back in the day they're always going to be bubbling around these areas. Yeah. Jaguars, you're going to see all those things, right?
British cars.
The British cars mostly, right? Anything with the lead work, as much as you clean it, if you don't get all that flux out.
So the modern technology is now a different
modern technology is just far better. Yeah. It's faster to work with. Lead is a great thing, but it can pop back some problems on you after your paint work is done. Even if it's, 70 years old, well, this one is 60-something years old. But look at this here, Jay. look what we discovered right there after we stripped it. Look at this. Like, you know, what do we do with that now, right?
Yeah.
So,
as you say, Pandora's box, right?
Once Pandora's box. This is all covered up with a bunch of body filler and things like that, right? So now Art, you know, we're going to be cutting all this out and making new sections for it, and dealing with that. So, so if you look on the inside, Jay, I know you will deal with.
You can see.
Yeah, they have covered up and patched up, so we just cut away and exposed. Look at the backside.
They overlap.
Oh,
There's a patch they put on here. Rust got in between the two pieces of metal and perforated the patch they put.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just poor. It's just the wrong way to do work. Let's put it that way. That's just not how you do metal work. And there's a host of issues on these things here right now. We're not here to remake the fender right now. That's not what the car came in for.
But it'll come out
the client wanted it stripped. You know, all these things. I didn't see the value, right? But we'll, there's work cut out for us.
Cool.
Right, you know.
Speaking of British cars.
Speaking of British cars, here's one of two E-types that we have.
Wow.
Now, this car is undergoing major restoration as well. So this car came in, Jay, already in primer from another, already in progress with a restoration.
Is that right?
Primer. Perfectly right. We discovered, oh my gosh, what a mess. If I show you photos from before, you don't even want to know it. There's foam sprayed into the it's all rotted. The car is rotted complete.
Right.
I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but the car is no good, Jay. You know what I mean? We're putting in, so obviously we have our really extensive equipment here, right?
Oh my God.
So this is a jig machine, which is, again, one of the machines that actually paint companies, Porsche, Mercedes, Ferrari. This is the only machine that Ferrari can go on. Prototyping is done here. So we're literally building cars with this. And that's what we're doing pretty much. So we're rebuilding this car here where this machine helps us to hold the structure of the car.
Yeah.
Right?
Keeps it square,
right? It keeps it square. It shows that it's square. And we had the entire floor cut out right now, and now we're fitting in a whole entire floor assembly, not as single components, but we're doing it as one major component, right? Which can be a challenge, but based on, again, having the equipment that we have, we're able to keep the car absolutely rigid and absolutely in the right specs.
Totally square.
Before we cut it apart, and it maintains that. And this follows through to any current collision repairs where we have to do major structural repairs.
Now, I've spotted something over here which I think my audience are going to absolutely love. This
so
is
the
a 930, right?
Yeah, so this is a 930. It's in the dusty area right now of the shop, right? This is where all the, unfortunately, with greatness, man, comes a mess. You have to dig up, So right now, this car is undergoing, a bare metal. So
100 point again?
From bare metal. No, this is not going to be a 100-point car, but it's going to be just a nicer driver. Yeah. It needed it. It had a couple paint jobs on it.
Are these the doors?
No, these are doors for the 275.
Oh, for the Ferrari.
For the Ferrari and the bonnet for it there right now. Yeah. Okay, so
what color is this one going to be?
It's going to be back in the original gray. I forget the name of it, but part of it is here. I mean, these door jambs already been painted to the car, but pretty much this is it right now.
I see.
Right, what the color is going to be.
Wow.
Okay, so this car is here. Incidentally, we're at this stage right now. Funny enough, it's blossomed to this stage. The client accidentally fell off of a ladder in his garage and landed on the roof.
Oh my God.
So he actually crushed the roof, which we have now straightened out, right? And while we're at it at this point, it turns into this. We may as well just go ahead and, take the opportunity. He just said, let's just go ahead and just get the whole car really nice now.
Did he take the engine out? Or
coincidentally enough, the engine is in pristine. He just had the engine and everything rebuilt. Oh. Beautiful. You got to take a look at this. So I'll see what you can do here. He's got a massive, it's a beautiful job right now. Wow. Engine and suspension. It's a big bore motor, air cooled, obviously, turbo. Yeah. That's going to be
that's something else.
Something else, right? And he had done a lot of suspension work and things like that, but unfortunately, he sustained some damage to the roof by a slip of the
Literally
foot.
Did it himself. Yeah.
Right. So it's here for that reason, Jay. So
cool.
we'll be
There we are.
We're making another Porsche along with everything else. But Jay, this is a quick tour
of Westchester Classic Cars and Coachworks.
Right. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Along with absolutely the family and the crew here. Right. Can't
thank
happen
you very
without
much
them
for
as well.
everything. I'm going to take my 928 back now and admire it.
Enjoy it.
I got to tell you guys, I'm so happy with the work that Duane has done and his family on the Porsche here. Wow, it is better than it was than when I could have taken delivery of it without any damage. It's better than it was before I bought it. And that's terrific. We've improved the car. So we're under a bit of time pressure, however. We are taking this car to Amelia Island, Concours d'Elegance. No, I'm not displaying it in the Concours d'Elegance. We're not quite there yet, I think. But nevertheless, there is a Porsche Renworks reunion on the Friday. There is the Amelia Island Cars and Coffee on the Saturday. And then we're going to have a wander around the Concours d'Elegance. So that's for a future video. But that comes up at the beginning of March, the 1st of March, 3rd of March, something like that. It is now the 1st of February. And I've got to get all the mechanical work done. So it is going to go tomorrow. I'm only having this car for one day, back again since December, before it goes in to Matt's Collector Car Services in Danbury. You'll remember him from my previous video, to have all its mechanical work done. The new radiator, the water pump, the timing belt, the new steering rack, all of those things to make it drive well, and some new brakes as well, of course. So we haven't got a lot of time to do that. So next video, we'll take it into Matt's, we'll get him to look at it and get him to fix it up and see how we get on there. So look forward to that. Give a guy a like, would you, if you've enjoyed this video? It helps me so much to get my videos up in the rankings and get the algorithm to take notice of my channel. And if you like this kind of stuff, why not hang around and see where we go with this 928 and subscribe. But otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.